Ladies and gentlemen, today a review of Madam Webb. Dakota Johnson fired her agent today. So I'm going to say some of the positive things up front. I think there's some actually legitimately good filmmaking in this movie, for sure. There are moments in the movie where even the actors are doing the best they can with the absolute nothing that they're given, and kind of deliver some really good, poignant moments and performances. That's really where the good things about this movie really just go away. It's spectacularly bad on every level. Many reviews are saying that it is actually kind of good in a very twisted The Room kind of way, where people are just kind of laughing at it instead of laughing with it. And it's crazy because there is just so much money being thrown at the wall for this film. Legitimately, the script is bad. The script is categorically just written not well. It feels like a first draft. And when you get about a third through the beginning of the film, you actually start to realize that you really start to notice how bad the script is. I eventually decided that I wasn't going to try to redeem this movie in my head. I was just going to go with it for what it is. Kind of just a camp, rompy exercise in complete fantasy vomit. I didn't dislike the concept. I know about the character Madam Webb, and she is very much one of those kind of very fringy Spider-Man characters that you don't really hear about much, except if you had watched the early 90s Spider-Man TV show, which had a really cool Madam Webb arc. I'm going to give Dakota Johnson some credit here. I honestly feel really bad for her. There is definitely moments in this movie where you could tell she was trying really hard. And there was actually maybe one really, really good moment before the ending of the second act of the movie. But then after that, you could tell that they were trying a bit. And then a lot of the times they're just, pretty much all actors decided just to phone it in. And for that matter, I really feel bad for a lot of the actresses in this movie. Legitimately, I think the actresses in this movie are actually really good. Sydney Sweeney is a rising star, and I feel bad that she was involved in this picture, because I think she's a really good actress, but this is just not the vehicle to send her into stardom. In fact, I imagine that this is going to probably harm the careers of all of the actresses involved in this movie, and it's really a shame. The center of the plot really kind of revolves around a fugitive on the run story, and she's trying to protect these girls. I didn't dislike the plot of the movie. It is just the way it's written and the overall story that just didn't work because there just wasn't any cohesiveness to the story. The characters just did not have any kind of realistic dialogue. It was very much akin to a first draft of a screenplay at the point at which there was so much incompetence, and I don't blame the actors whatsoever. I think that a lot of them really did deliver everything they could with what they had, which was really not much. There were moments in the movie that I thought actually worked well. There were action sequences in the movie which I actually thought worked well. The look and feel of the movie is fine. The pacing is haphazard, and the script is terrible. I implore you that if you're going to see this movie, watch it with friends, and watch it in the style as if you were going to watch a B movie on a off night that was being presented by people who knew what they're walking into. Like The Room. This is a fun movie if you understand how bad it is, and you laugh and smile with it as it's being terrible in front of you. It is truly a sight to behold. I give Madam Webb a solid 4.5 out of 10. A plot and a story that is categorically so far from what the comics were that it turns into something that not only doesn't make sense, but the actors in the movie don't know what's going on either. I believe it is saved by some solid performances and some pretty decent action sequences that happen maybe once or twice. And a story and a plot that revolves around Dakota Johnson, who I feel bad for, who gets entangled with these three girls who are going to be superheroes at some point. It's not a spoiler, it's all over the trailer. Whose ultimate climax actually doesn't involve these women being superheroes whatsoever. It's kind of a cop-out from the trailer. But does have some competent filmmaking in the background for sure, that I think is enjoyable to watch by understanding how bad it is in a The Room-esque B-movie off-night screening. It truly does fall into it is kind of so bad, it's kind of hilarious, and deserves to be watched with a crowd of people who are in on how bad it is. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it.